Good morning, everybody. I'm going to be working on this star journal that I cut out. And I cut it from just a small Dayton magazine. Just going to be a little fun journal because it's shaped. And I saw Janet Nash make one in the shape of a heart. And she's going to make one in the shape of a mushroom. And I thought, well, I like stars, so maybe I should make mine in the shape of a star. And it's not really a 5-pointed star, but I think it gives the impression of a star anyway. So, but the first thing I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to, this might not be good tape to use. This is not good tape to use. I was looking for some, what I need is a patterned, just a pattern tape. This might be good. Because of it being a magazine, pages are very thin. So, I kind of wanted to tape This could take forever. Maybe I should do it a page at a time. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is going to be more effort than maybe I want to put into this journal. But anyway, trying to think of what's been going on. There was a story I was going to tell you next time I got online, and now I'm trying to think of what it might be. Surely, it's important, but oh, probably what I should do first here is I made a mistake, and on the front page I didn't cut it correctly. So let's get that so it doesn't flap around. And then on here I made an adjustment also. So I'm going to put my washi tape nice and thick on this one. Well, I'm going to speed this up here because it did take me forever and a day to put this washi tape on. And the whole time I'm talking about, I can't remember what I was going to tell you. There was a story I was going to tell you, and it kept rising to the surface, and I couldn't quite get there. And so all the way through the video, I'm talking about, I wonder why I can't remember this story. But by the end of the video, I still hadn't remembered the story. So it's a good thing that I have this opportunity to tell you the story, because it just came to me a little bit later, the story that I was going to tell you. So anyway, the story I was going to tell you is the other day, I was talking with my daughter about something, and I don't know what we were talking about. Teachers, we were talking about yearbooks. I don't know what it was we were talking about, but I remembered that a teacher had taken. I was one of the yearbook editors in my senior year, and the teacher had taken the editors to on a field trip down to the yearbook factory, which was about 4 hours away. And we started off early in the morning, and we went down to the factory, and we had a really nice day. And she was just one of my favorite teachers anyway. And it was very fun, and it was not like a school field trip at all. It was something, it felt very grown up. But so on the way back, I was sitting in the front seat, and the other two editors were in the back seat, and I think they were kind of dozing or talking or something. I think they were tired. So I was just chatting with my teacher this whole time. And along the way, she pointed out in the hills there, she says, that's where my father lives. And she said he was an actor. And he used to be in films. She didn't say he was an actor. She said, that's where my father lives, up there. He used to be in films. She said, if we had more time, I would love to have stopped by and introduced you. And I asked her who he was, and she told me, and it just didn't ring a bell with me. And but I was very polite about it, and I said, oh, that's really neat, and how exciting, and all that. Well, anyway, I got home, and I told my mom about it, and she said, oh my goodness, that's a very famous actor. He's in everything. He's very famous. And I said, really? I says, I didn't recognize him. Anyway, but I was telling my daughter, I said, I promptly forgot all about it, and a few years later, I started thinking about it, and I thought, who was that actor? Because by that time, I was home all the time. I was raising kids and watching a lot of movies, and I thought, oh, I wonder if my teacher's father is in that. So I called my mom and asked her, and she didn't remember anything about it. And so I was just like, are you kidding me? I can't remember. So anyway, for the last 50 plus years, on and off over my lifetime, I've thought, I wish I knew who her father was and who, what movies he was in. So when I mentioned it to Diane, she said, well, do you remember her name? And I said, well, yeah, I remember her name. And I said, but she was married, so we wouldn't have any connection. But I gave her name, and she said, well, she'll look it up on the internet. So when she got home, she called back and she said, I found her. I found her on the internet. And she's alive. She's in her 80s, but she's alive. I thought, oh my goodness, she's alive? And because I was really kind of expecting her to be alive because I didn't think she was that much older than me. Well, actually, it turned out because she looked young. She looked very young. She looked like she had just graduated from college. So I told her, I said, well, how old is she exactly? And I think she said she was like 87, 86 or somewhere in that age bracket. And so I thought, oh my goodness, well that's crazy. But I'm glad she's alive. And anyway, and she said, was this her father, do you think? And I, his name was Dennis Morgan. And I said, oh, that might have been it. That might have been it. We started looking up on the on the net for pictures and stuff. Turns out that he was in a movie. He was in a lot of movies. He was actually a pretty big. He was an A-list film star from the 40s and 50s, and he's been in movies for a long time before that. But he was doing A-list movies by then. Well, he was in a movie playing opposite Ginger Rogers, and she won an Oscar for that movie. So his career took off then. So his next big movie was called My Wild Irish Rose, and he played a character called Chauncey Olcott. And had she told me that, I would have been all over it because I knew about Chauncey Olcott And he was a big part of a series of books that I read by Maud Hart Lovelace. And she would have been very shocked that I even knew who that was. But anyway, I looked it up, and it turns out that she herself was in that movie with him. She was in, and that's the only movie she ever did, but she was about 12, and she had a bit part in that movie, and I don't even think she had a name to her character. But I happened to look on YouTube for a clip, and there was a clip with her in it. And that might have been, I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know if she was in it any other time. But this was a very nice clip of her and her dad together in the movie. And I thought, I can't believe it. And when I saw it, I knew immediately that was her because it looked just like how I remembered her, only a little younger. So anyway, so it was very exciting to finally, after all these years, to have remembered who the guy was and that he actually was a big movie star and how close I came to getting to meet him at his house. But she was a great advisor and a nice teacher, and I really, really liked her. But she had to leave in the middle of the year, and I couldn't remember what the reason was, but I think now it was that she was pregnant because she had a daughter that year, and or later on that year or the next, and she might have been she might have been not allowed to work or something because I think she was a little bit older to be having children. So anyway, long story short, and as I always say when somebody says that, too late. It's already, you're not cutting any story short. This has been a long story. But it gave her address where she lived. So wherever Diane found her, I think in the White Pages or something. So I thought, I'm going to write her a letter. And I did. I wrote her a letter this weekend and told her, how much I appreciated that she took me on that trip, and that and the other editors, the yearbook editors, and that we had that lovely, lovely day, and we felt so grown up, and it was just so nice for her to do that because it was not something that was required. It was just something that she thought would be fun, and it was. And we didn't get out of school or anything for it. We did it on a Saturday, I think, and which because it was not a required thing. So anyway, I hope she gets it, and I hope I hear from her. I hope I hear back. As far as I know, like I say, she is living. You did give a phone number, and I thought about just calling, but I thought that might be kind of awkward. I can be pretty bold at times, but anyway. So I'm I'm looking here at the picture, and I'm thinking, now what am I doing? I decided I wanted a new cover for the front of the journal. So I picked out that paper I'm sure I showed you. I got all involved in the story and forgot to even watch the video. So anyway, I traced it out, and we'll see how it works out, because I thought this was kind of a star pattern. It really wasn't stars, but it kind of reminded me of stars, and I thought that was pretty. So anyway, so there, cut it out, and looks like it's gonna fit. And so I glued that on. Did you see how long it took? This was double time, and I took me all that time to just put all that washi tape on there. So here I'm just going along now and gluing it down really well. If I had thought about it, I probably should have lightly sanded the cover because the cover is kind of slick, but I did double check it earlier today, and it seems like it's stuck on there really, really nice and tight. So that is just cool as it can be. I was just really, really happy with how that looks. And so, but I only had one sheet of that paper. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, how can I do this? So I thought, well, you know, it's the back of the journal, so maybe I'll just piece it a little bit. So here I'm tracing it out again, and I'm gonna make a new piece. So I'm gonna take you back to real time now, and we'll just see how this goes. I'm dilly-dallying a little bit, but hey, we're just gonna go for it. Well, let's just try it. My goodness, why am I dilly-dallying about? Let's just try it. Okay. I'm going to get almost the full point there. Oh, that's not there, that part and that part. Go there. And I should be finishing up my cat journal. Let me give you a quick look at where it's at now. I still have some blank pages. Oh yeah, still the one with that little, I definitely want to fix that. That and that. That. With that, instead of 2 blank pages, I did put some paper on that. What I did to try and help with the bending is put paper on the back. And I took out the, oh, I just bent that star. I can back that. I have to back it anyway. Well, I didn't, but now I do. Okay. I'm going to put Catitude there because he's just so cute. And, but I put paper, well, almost on the back of all of them, but try to help with that bend. But I just think when you work in it, it'll resolve itself. I put a little corner pocket there. And I put this, used to be in the Alice sticker pocket, sticker tuck. But I put it in there. And this is a one of these kind. And that needs to have something around it. I put the cat sticker on there. It doesn't have to stay, but if it does stay, I'm either going to have to draw out the ears or put something behind it. This is the same as what you saw. This is the same, maybe. And like I say, I'm not real wild about leaving just plain unless I coffee dye this. But I don't want to coffee dye it because there's no vintage stuff in here. So I don't want to leave just a plain one. I have to do something to it. And that, and that. And like I say, this is just a blank journal. Oh, this is what I decided to do for the little kitty cat that is all colors. I'm hiding him, and he's a surprise. So we'll lose most of the red. He does fit in there. There. He fits in there so that you didn't see it when you turn the page there. Okay. The red string goes okay with the pink, I think. And so anyway, so that was my solution. And of course I still like these. And this I was unhappy with because it was kind of had a downturn. And you know what? I worked at that to make that nice and straight across there. And it didn't happen. So I went ahead and I put a little butterfly bead on that. Just to go. And then this actually could be glued down, and this could be a belly band too. Belly band. That was the word for back there. This could be a little belly band too, but I like the fact that it's loose for right now, and whoever gets this journal can make those decisions. Then I made just some just an extra sheet of pink that's just glued right down, and just as is, and some pretty stickers there. The pink one, I'm still going to embellish these two here. This, but you know what? I'm gonna not glue down something. I'm gonna just put some stuff with a paper clip, just paper clip some stuff there so that it looks attractive when you turn the page, but it's something that they can put wherever they want to in the book. This is a pocket that's glued down, and a card to add to it. And this says personality, which I didn't mention the other day, and I thought, oh, they didn't see that. That's one of those little things that kind of tickled me. Feeling fine. And this tiny little oh, you know what? I didn't even look to see if I can. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, Queen of Sheba, which I thought was very cute. And you know, I still have the other half of this pink. Maybe I can put it on that blue one. I made a little pocket there. I made a little pocket, but it's needs a tack down a little bit. But look, I found this little shaker. Remember when we used to make shakers all the time? Well, I found that little shaker, and that's going to go in there. That will be a surprise. And then that's another one of those papers, and underneath it is a cat. And this is what I've learned from my cat, and then they can journal on that. And this is another belly band. Gosh, I didn't realize I'm all about belly bands. And another pocket with a couple cards in it. And these are all just basic things they can do. You know, this is going to be their journal, do what they want. And then I thought, I don't know if I want to leave all this paper in, but at least I might stamp notes with my letters. Stamp notes at the top of each page. And because not everybody has those kind of things. So anyway, but this is almost done. Okay, so back to this. Back to this, because I'm playing around here. That almost looks like a whole hat. Okay, I'm going to glue it on. I'm going to glue it, and I'm going to piece it, and we'll see. We'll see if it works. It's a little cold out today, so I'm staying in. But I'm thinking about, I think that goes all the way. That one goes almost all the way. Ooh, I cut it a little short there. Good thing this one's only for me. Okay, now that is glued down. It's a done deal. So now I had some pieces that were marked, right here. Did this go? Oh. Well, let me just glue that on there and we'll trim it off. Get all the way to the edge. And we'll trim that off. It doesn't match at that little seam, but you know what? We don't care. This is the back of the journal. Nobody looks at the back. Just keep telling yourself that, Jean. There's that. Gosh, what was that story? What was that story? Really bugging me. Okay. Maybe I'll just put a picture on that because that's a pretty obvious fix there. Or some fun. See, I'm happier because I've got a matching front and back. You don't have to have a matching front and back. It's just what I wanted to have. I wanted to have a matching front and back. Okay, now let me cap this. You know, I keep extra caps. Every time I throw away my glue stick, I keep the cap and I throw it in a basket so that when I drop it, I don't have to hunt around on the floor for it. I just get a new one out of the basket. Makes my life so much easier. Okay. Now, I'm going to use that Be Wonderful. I don't really have to have this all the way here. Alright, is that too horrible? This works. Let me cover the front and the back with this tape here. Let's see. It'd be so much more fun if I had a story to tell you. if these, I think that if you're going to make a shaped journal, Janet's heart was much simpler. I eventually get there. But it does take me a while. Oh, one thing that if you don't watch Possom Patty that I did learn this week is that all stars, all rocks are made of stardust. And I, for one, never knew that. She's done a video with Flat Stanley, and it's very cute, and it's all about the rocks. She's doing a series with Flat Stanley about the rocks in their driveway. Anyway, I just thought that was a very interesting, fun fact, and I can't wait to tell my grandson. If I like it, I'll come back and glue all this down because you know it's not going to stay. Yeah. Alrighty. Yes, I'm going to like it. I am going to like it. Oh, you know what? It could be a crown. It could be a crown. Queen of the day. Queen of the day. Okay. I'll glue that off camera. But this one I'll glue as I'm making it. Oh, and I made some wonky hearts too to put on it. Okay. Now, be good. Okay, let me show it off this way. How's that? Woohoo! I'm pretty happy. That's the front. And this is how it's supposed to go because it's a star journal. Well, Janet Nash, that was a good idea you had, and I'm very happy with my star journal. I'm going to put up a little picture of a purchase that I made of a doll to show Janet's crew, the Nashettes. And I said I'd put it in my next video, so here it is. May I introduce you to Miss Scarlett from Gone with the Wind. She's wearing her special gown full of flounces and her green hair bows matching her green eyes. So that's why I find her so hard to resist. So, thanks everybody for watching, and please like and subscribe and share. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.